1-800-600-7926. 1-800-600-7926.
It's time for the Playmaker Spotlight with Executive Coach and Vistage Chair, Dick Smith.
Well, welcome to the Playmaker Spotlight once again, the part of Get Down to Business, where we speak to CEOs and business owners and share their stories and best practices with you. Playmakers is brought to you in part by Vistage, the world's largest CEO advisory board organization, and I am your host, Dick Smith, the CEO business coach and award-winning chair for Vistage International. And tonight, I'm very happy to have with us as our guest, Ryan Fitzgerald. He's Chief Operating Officer of Blue, that's B-L-U, Sky Creative, Blue Sky Creative, headquartered in Fox River Grove, Illinois. Let me read from their website. Blue Sky Creative is a creative agency that partners with their clients to develop customized and strategic marketing solutions to both build, grow, and strengthen brands. And again tonight, very pleased to have Ryan Fitzgerald. He's the Chief Operating Officer of Blue Sky Creative. Ryan, welcome to Playmaker.
Thanks for having me, Dick.
All right, so Ryan, as we start with most of our guests, give us the CNN story of Blue Sky Creative. How did it get started, and how'd you get with the firm and so forth?
Sure, yeah. Blue Sky Creative was created about 4 years ago by our founder, Kirsten Baisley. And it sort of grew organically out of the fact that from her working with other agencies, she felt like there wasn't enough of a consultative approach to the business. So she split off from her 12-year relationship with the agency she was working with and decided she wanted to give it a go, and started out with really nothing, a couple people that were willing to work with her, and grew the business to the point where it is now, where we've had pretty substantial growth year over year. My job as COO, and first of all, I came in about 4 months ago. I came in as a new member of Blue Sky Creative. Kirsten has done so much for the company herself, worn a lot of hats, HR and sales and business development. She needs someone to come in and sort of help her out with the business side of things, help grow the business. She's done so much organically that she needed me to come in and look at the business and bring in some new ideas and some new business. So that's what I've been doing. Good.
So she's sort of the visionary salesperson, ambassador, chief cook, bottle washer, and
you got
you're providing a lot of organizational operational opportunities.
Absolutely. I think if I do anything, it's to try and take as much off her plate as possible, because she's so creative and she's so great at the project management side, and she understands the client's needs. I want her working there.
Yeah, there's a lot of books on this. The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, and the need for the visionary, and in traction, for example, the need for a visionary and integrator in most small to mid-sized businesses to really get it up and over that hump. And it sounds like the two of you have put a good combination together.
We're a nice yin and yang, that's for sure.
Good for you. So how many employees in total, and where are your offices again? And about what geographic area do you serve? Who are the clients and so forth?
Well, as you mentioned, we're in Fox River Grove. That's the office. We have 12 employees. That includes both full-time and part-time.
Use a lot of freelancers, I assume?
We do. The great thing is that we've really housed ourselves with some great creative people, but the services are plentiful because we have great resources.
Right.
Yeah.
You're the kind of industry that you can grab an incredible resource that you otherwise might not be able to afford to pay full time, right?
Oh, my goodness, yes. Absolutely. You cannot beat partnerships in this business.
Yeah, absolutely. So you serve clients all over the world, all over the map?
You know what? Mostly in the Chicago area. We're in one of the largest markets in the U.S., so that's an advantage, obviously, but we do have some clients from other parts of the United States as well.
So services include print and electronic media? Is that
Absolutely. We service our clients on both the traditional side of creative, which would be the sell sheets and the business cards and logo design, but then we also do a lot on the digital side as well, which will include, of course, websites.
How about search engine optimization and search engine marketing and all that kind of stuff? You get into that, or you bring partners in?
Partner. Absolutely.
I like it.
Yes.
All right. Well, I know a lot of people that need that kind of stuff. need it done well, by the way. So let's see here now. How do you differentiate? So that's always a question I like to throw out. How does Blue Sky differentiate yourself between all the other creative agencies out there? What do you think?
You know what? We shut up and listen. I think it's really important. What we do when we work with our clients, a lot of the times they don't know necessarily what their needs are, especially small to mid-sized businesses. So we give them a baseline. We start the conversation, and then we let them talk about themselves. And more often than not, a lot of discovery comes out of that. And then we can start to collaborate with them.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in the creative business as well, by the way, I was in that a little bit myself, but salespeople in general need to understand that they have two ears and one mouth and should use those appropriately. You know
Absolutely.
All right, so if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Get Down to Business Playmakers radio show, brought to you in part by Vistage International. We're talking to Ryan Fitzgerald, and he's Chief Operating Officer of Blue Sky. So are there any unique experiences, specialty areas that you provide that competitors don't? Why would I buy from you guys at this point if I had 3 or 4 agencies similar in size and scope?
Of course, yeah, absolutely. I think the one way we differentiate ourselves is our agility. We could really go in and sort of create a roll-up for every single one of our clients. So, it goes back to the fact that, we have so many services we can handle in-house, but through partnerships and relationships we've established, we can really take any need that they have, and we sort of see ourselves as problem solvers more than anything.
Good. So there's no doubt a number of business owners or people that influence the decision for buying creative agencies listening here, hopefully. So I guess, what does your ideal customer profile look like? How would they consider themselves?
It's always an interesting question, because I think deep down, if you were to ask me, I'd love to help anyone who needs the help.
Right.
But ideally, we have additional idea of who our clients are. So, $25 to $40 million in revenue, for instance. And the reason we really sort of narrow it down to that is because companies of that size usually have the type of budgets where they can outsource to an agency. And a lot of times we're not just the agency of record. Sometimes we work with their in-house resources as well. We really want to work with people that understands the value, not just has a need, but understands the value of what a good creative relationship can do for their business.
Good for you. So talk to me about the culture of the people that work for you, both full-time, part-time, and the strategic partners you have.
I'll tell you what, one thing that we've done really well is getting everybody to drink the Kool-Aid.
Oh, great.
Everybody's on board. They all want to work towards growing the business. They all, because we're surrounded by creative people, as you can imagine, it's always interesting. One thing I really, really like about our business is the people. And I think the people obviously are the direct reflection of the culture.
So is it your job to attract, find, hire, and retain these people, or both you and your partner? How do you deal with that?
You know what? I think that, one of the challenges is finding the right people, because we are located in Fox River Grove. But what we have done is find some fantastic people, and we take care of them because we understand their value goes beyond their paycheck. It is my job to go out there and find new people. Luckily, probably not on the creative side. We're going to leave that up to our creative director and our founder, Kirsten, as well.
Gotcha. So tell me about, you're in an industry that's rapidly changing. I mean, a lot of industries are rapidly changing with the Internet 24/7 connectivity, but change in particular in electronic media and stuff. How's that affecting the industry as we go forward? What do you see 3 to 5 years from? How are you guys changing? Can you keep up with the change?
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you pay attention. You need to, having all the information, you have access to so much. So staying on top of that is imperative. We're adapting by listening to our clients' needs, also looking to see what other companies are doing. I mean, there are companies like Blue Sky that have been doing it for longer that are perhaps a little bit ahead of us as far as the size and shape of their agencies, and we go to shows and we talk to people that are just like us within the industry, and that's who we learn from.
Well, is it difficult today to get business owners to think about how they need to change to stay on top of social media, for example? That's always been a sore spot with a lot of CEOs.
A lot of companies don't know what they don't know.
Right. Hard to measure that stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's the hardest part of my job is to get these business owners, the small to mid business owners, to realize how important it is that their brand and their logo and their website and all that is a direct reflection of who they are as a company. And perception is reality. That's the biggest mountain to climb in this industry.
Right. So you've got a whole bunch of influencers, but you got to get all the way to the top for the spend to get the approval from the business owner.
Sure, of course.
Typically, and that's a tough tough road to hoe sometimes.
Well, it is. You know, we want to deal with the champion.
Yep. Well, you know, I'm afraid we're almost out of time, Ryan, but really appreciate your taking the time out to be with us today. Ryan Fitzgerald, Chief Operating Officer of Blue Sky Creative in Fox River Grove. And how would people get a hold of you, Ryan, to hear more about opportunities, either as clients or as employees, perhaps?
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Well, you can reach me at my email address, of course, Ryan at Blue Sky Creative, and that's BLUSkyCreative.com. And then, you know, phone 773-401-8376. Call anytime.
Terrific. Well, thanks again, Ryan. I'd like to thank our listeners for tuning in once again. This has been the Playmaker Spotlight with your host, Dick Smith, the CEO, business coach, and award-winning chair for Vistage International. Now, stay tuned for more Get Down to Business with my friend.